Bones and All is the new film starring the skinniest heartthrob in Hollywood, Timothy Chalamet, and he's joined by Taylor Russell. And our two romantic leads are joined by the film's resident creepsters, Mark Rylance and Michael Stahlberg. I hope I've said his name right. I often just refer to him as the guy from Boardwalk Empire. You know, the gangster guy. Not that guy. No, not that guy. Not that guy either. One of the other gangsters from Boardwalk Empire. No, not those guys either. He's in Boardwalk Empire. Just trust me. Just believe me. He's in Boardwalk Empire. He's fantastic. He's in The Honor, Your Honor, whatever that show is called no one liked, but I liked, and I'm like, am I wrong? Everybody says it's bad, but I like it. Am I wrong, or is everyone wrong? I must be wrong. No. They're all wrong. Also in Fargo Season 3, he's so good. He's just like one of those guys, but I feel like I've never said his name out loud. So if it's not Michael Stahlberg, he's fantastic though. He literally steals the movie in the 5 minutes he's in. It's just, he's so upsetting on just every single level a man can be upsetting on. It's just, so dirty, just long, he steals the movie. So the film is a beautiful, heartwarming, romantic, coming-of-age road trip film. About cannibals. Yes. Cannibals. The film is based off a book, and it really feels like every YA novel I've ever seen adapted into a film crossed with a Stephen King novel. Honestly, I was so surprised to find out this wasn't a Stephen King book adapted into a movie, because it just has that kind of vibe. The film is set in this world where everything appears to be the same as our world, but there are people with this ability, or maybe you might refer to it more as like an affliction, and they have this uncontrollable desire to, eat people. They need to eat people. They're cannibals. They're not like a vampire or any other kind of, werewolfy kind of... They're not like a big monster thingy. It doesn't feel like anything. It kind of feels more like how Stephen King would do it, where he's got this unique name for them, where he's like, ooh, they eat. What do I call them? Eaters? I feel like all the kind of antagonistic elements of this film feel a little underused. The guy from the guy from Boardwalk Empire, Michael Stahlberg, he is criminally underused, but it's almost effective in that way. He's only in a couple of scenes, and he's just so good. When he arrived in the film, I was like, oh, this could be one of the best things I've ever seen. And I just don't feel like those kind of horrifying elements were used properly. And the same with Sully. He's very, very captivating. He's got this soft-spoken, upsetting just vibe about him. And I don't know, it kind of makes sense because we're doing a road trip film. We've got these two romantic leads and they're falling in love, but they also need to eat people. Oh, the drama that ensues. And as they go on this big road trip to do a thing, which I won't spoil here, but I feel like the elements they meet along the way that are antagonistic and, stopping them from getting to their goal and all these things feel kind of underdeveloped and unfleshed out. And I just kind of wish we'd focused in areas more, and the areas that we did spend more time with, I feel like didn't really work as well. Because all the horrifying elements of this world, of these eaters, it's really fascinating and horrifying, and it's this really upsetting kind of universe. Our two leads, Tim and Taylor, are fantastic. Timothy Chalamet is kind of, I don't know, it's like he's not out-acting her in a way where it's kind of like, oh no, she's unprepared to deal with such a superstar just nailing his performance, but he's just kind of a more vibrant, kind of active, flamboyant kind of, he's just doing stuff. There's a moment where he's singing, he's running around the room singing and just enjoying life in this way, where I was suddenly at that point, I was like, our main character is very subtle and subdued, and she's just kind of because she's kind of a fish out of water in a way where she's experiencing the world on this road trip, and her character just feels very kind of timid, and I found that kind of hard to latch onto as a lead, especially when Timothy Chalamet enters and he's got this kind of half mullet thing going, he's got red hair and he's running about. At one point he takes his shirt off, and I've never seen a skinnier man with abs in my entire life. I was like, dude, Tim is ripped. He is so ripped. I was like, what? I knew he was a skinny boy, but he's ripped. But then I'm like, is he ripped? I think it might be that there's just no fat on his body, because there's literally no fat on his body, and the skin is clinging to the bone, and so I'm actually mistaking abs for bone. I'm seeing bone protrude through the skin, and that's actually what I'm saying, because I've never seen a skinnier man in my entire life. It was upsetting, and I'm jealous. I'm so jealous. The more I'm hearing myself now talking about it, and I can hear the jealousy seeping through it. He's so skinny. But I guess he doesn't drink beer or eat KFC or eat food at all. And I love to do all those things just so much. So I guess I'm not jealous because he just, I don't know, but it's probably just that, those Hollywood dollars. He buys that sweet secret Hollywood juice and just rubs it on his body and the fat goes away or something. I think that's what it does. God damn, I just want to get some of that sweet, sweet Hollywood juice. Timothy, if you're watching, and I know you are, give me some of that goddamn juice. So is the romance all romantic and beautiful and nice little kisses and things happening? Yes, sure, I don't know. I found this element of the film kind of the weakest. The structure of the film I feel like is like its weakest link. Like it kind of lets it down at places. I feel like every single time like a scene begins, I'm kind of like, I know how it's gonna end. Particularly with the kind of romance kind of aspect of the film. Like the second and third acts, nothing surprised me. Everything played out exactly how I thought. I felt like there were scenes and moments for character motivations missing at times. I found the ending really rushed and kind of, not like cliche, but it just felt like really obvious. Like as it was playing out, I'm like, yeah, I bet you ABC happens and then it ends. And that's exactly what happens. I feel like I wanted another couple of scenes towards the end. I wanted some more closure. But that being said, I'm not trying to be negative. I actually had quite a lot of fun in this movie. I found it like a really unique, interesting kind of concept and idea. I love this world of the eaters. I think our main character's kind of journey throughout as she kind of rediscovers this thing that's been with her all her life, the coming of age aspects of it, and having to break free of your family and learn who you are and like what that means. It's like a really like strong story there. I just think the structure and the kind of genericness of like the beats of the movie just kind of let it down from being something I truly love. The film does follow that kind of classic YA novel kind of situation. Girl meets boy. Boy, monster of some sort. Vampire slash werewolf slash alien from outer space or whatever. It doesn't really matter. In this case, cannibal. And so she loves him unconditionally regardless of the fact cannibal and a monster and he sucks. But the twist is she also cannibal. And so that kind of adds an extra like twist and kind of an element to it that makes it more interesting. And I think the way they handle it, like they never shy away from the fact that these people are monsters. Like they're kind of unlikable. And I actually really like that. Actually, the more I'm thinking about it now, like thinking about that, the way they handled that, it's actually really good. They totally could have, you know, kind of shied away from all that horrific stuff and, you know, kind of pulled their punches, as it were. Whereas they really didn't. Like, it's not a gore fest, bang, 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 go, 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 go. It is kind of like, you know, just a road trip film, and then suddenly there'll be horrifying, shocking moments of gore. And they really are quite powerful because it's not kind of bombarding you the whole time. And they don't show away from showing stuff. Actually, it's pretty good. Yeah, go check it out. I've changed my mind. I did like it. I liked it. I liked most of it. More good than bad. But there's just, you know, little bits here and there that just kind of stop it from being amazing.